Welcome back, everyone. Ace's NFL show. We are back. We spoke about fantasy, all the tips. Sip gave out a couple of gems. I gave you a few of mine. We hope you listened. The season hasn't started, so we don't know how good those tips were, but we think we're on the money, especially Saquon Barkley. I had a case there. Justin Jefferson, we're not alone online. Love everyone's support, by the way.
Great feedback.
Great to see people getting involved. Don't be shy. Get involved in the comments. It was good to see that he went 9. Some leagues 4. A lot of people saying he's a steal. We're not sure.
We'll find out.
A lot of comments about last year, how it worked with Mullins, so...
No, for sure. He's going to be the number one guy. But the great feedback from everybody, that was awesome. So, keep that up.
It's all about a new show today, and we are talking NFL 2024/25 future markets. I think we've covered divisions, we've given you tips, but when it comes down to having a little bit of a play and always gamble responsibly, these markets are where you get so much juice, and they are very enjoyable.
Especially this early.
They are. And if you've done a little bit of prep and your players can stay healthy, that's the main thing when you really break it down. If they can stay healthy, these markets are so fun. So I think off the top, I'll give you an insight to what we're going to talk about. We are going to go through most regular season passing yards, receiving yards, rushing yards. We're going to go through the offensive player of the year, defensive player of the year, coach of the year, our MVP, and Super Bowl predictions. I know what they're thinking. Where's your rookie, offensive, defensive? We've left them out because you can have a play at home. We haven't seen enough, and the markets aren't that juicy.
Yeah, probably only a couple of guys really need to think
Caleb
about
Williams dominating the market, and Marvin Harrison Jr. Not really interested, but you guys can do that at home.
Absolutely.
We're going to break down the big ones.
Yes.
Sip, let's not waste any time. Let's jump straight in. Most regular season passing yards. While you're thinking, do you want me to go through last year's top 10?
I'd love you to. I would love you to. That would be awesome.
Do you know who won last year?
The most regular season passing yards? My guess, I think Josh Allen.
No, he was 4th.
Okay.
He plays for Miami.
Okay, well, we've got to be going with old Tua.
Tua went
that makes sense.
4.624. He played 17 games. And then Jared Goff was 2nd. Dak Prescott was 3rd.
Yep.
Josh Allen 4th. Brock Purdy 5th.
Yep.
Patrick Mahomes 6th. Jordan Love 7th. CJ Stroud 8th. 9th was Baker Mayfield. And 10, Trevor Lawrence. They were the 10. So give me your tip for this year's most regular season passing yards.
Mine's going to be CJ Stroud.
Like it.
Yeah, I just think that he's got too many weapons to be able to throw to, so he's going to have a bit of a field day. Whether it's to his backfield or the 3 weapons that he's got now that can go down the field and be explosive. So I'm expecting big things for him. So he's going to be my one.
It's a great tip from you because last year he threw 4,100 yards and he only played 15 games.
Yeah, that's very good for a rookie.
He missed 2 games.
Yeah. Yeah.
And those 2 games, if you break that down, if he throws 300 in 2 of them, he wins last year.
Yeah, that's amazing for a rookie.
So I really like that tip from you.
I'm pumped with that. Yeah, I'll take that for sure.
That means Mixon probably gets a little bit of work, but he's just looking to throw the ball.
Yeah, he's probably looking to, but Mixon can be very much part of that too. So, I think he's been big in the fantasy side of things because people know that he's actually got pretty decent hands for an RB. So I reckon he's going to be part of it and be even more explosive for CJ.
Love it. My tip's Dak Prescott.
All right.
I think
who's he throwing to besides CD?
Cooks and Ferguson. But CD, we're going to talk about CD in a second. You'll see what I'm going to say in it. But I think last year they, number 1 seed.
Well, yeah,
right?
Yeah,
straight sets.
Yeah.
But I don't think that'll be the case.
Sets, they were just out.
Oh, just out. Yeah, that's what I mean. Just
there you go.
Out.
Just see ya.
Just see you later. But this year, I don't think they'll be as good. So I expect him to be playing from behind a little bit more.
Yeah, so he's going to have to. You're probably
last year,
right.
He was only
and the running back room's not strong. So
no.
Yeah.
And he was 108 yards away from winning it last year.
Okay.
He's out of contract. He's looking for a big deal. If there's a time to play well, it's this year.
I like it from you. I
just think because of the script of the game, I think they'll win a lot of games, but I don't reckon they'll be winning as many. I think Philly, we've spoken about that in our previous podcast with the divisions. I think Philly might get them. So, I think
he's going to have to come strong late as well in games, as you said, to probably get going.
You can get cheap. Like, this is a cheap stat. Like, this is a team where I think you got to be like, look at Tua. They haven't won a final since 2002.
That's right. It's been a long time.
So he's playing from behind. Jared Goff, well, they played in front. He was 2nd, but I just love Dak Prescott and the way they play. They've got no running backs, mate. They're going to run the ball.
He's going to have to. Yeah.
Let's move on. Let's go to most regular season receiving yards.
Yes. All right.
I'll just go off the top. CD Lamb, because I'm going to pair him up. I'm not going to waste any time. But that when you said who's he going to pass it to, I was like, oh, well, I want to tell you now, but it's going to ruin next one. CD Lamb has just signed a monster. He's the only guy that Dak looks for, really. I think Ferguson...
He's going to have 10 catches a game and probably do his thing, so it's
and
probably fair enough.
And how many targets does he get? He just gets more looks.
He'll be looking at 12 to 15 targets probably every single week. So, yeah, he'll probably average 100, I'd say, a week.
And you go through your one and then we'll read out last year's.
My one's actually going to be St. Brown. I think St. Brown's going to be a good one. I know they've got some weapons there, but he is clear and cut their guy. Goff loves throwing to him, and he is just putting up bigger numbers each year, and I reckon this is the year for him. So that's my one.
Bit disrespectful, Tyreek Hill fans. We understand. I'm actually thinking that they might run the ball a little bit more. I think they might run the ball a bit more and win more games and not need to sling it from behind as much. But I do expect Tyreek top 3.
For sure.
But
that's a given. But I like St. Brown though.
Well, he was third last year and CD was second. Yeah. And if I look at it, CD was second by 50 yards. And your man was about 200 and something, but he only played 16. Same with Tyreek.
He actually missed a game there as well, didn't he? Yeah, with the old oblique so.
I reckon you're on the money. Only reason I didn't go him was I reckon Jameson Williams is going to have a big year. And I reckon Laporta and Gibbs
is there too, but I don't know. He Goff loves him. So
mate,
that's my one. I'm going with it.
No, I love it. I think he, and just on that, he had 164 targets, where CD Lamb had 181 last year, and Tyreek Hill 171. So not as many targets, only a little, but like CD Lamb, look at that, 181 targets last year. That might go to 200.
It could be, very much so.
And when you look at the targets, the only other guy that's right up on the list is Devontae Adams. He had 175.
Yep.
But how many times did he get missed?
I know.
So, and he was 15th ranked.
No doubt.
So we'll move through there.
Yeah, I like it.
Some great picks. With both top 3 from last year and looking to improve.
Top 3? I did not know St. Brown was top 3, so that's nice. Okay.
Let's go to rushing yards. Who do you think will take the crown?
Rushing yards? Yards is...
It's a different one because... You think about your backs in the league, and they catch the ball as well, and it's not the case. This is just purely rushing yards.
Rushing yards. That's a tough one.
Let me go through some stats.
Give me.
Last year, Christian McCaffrey was
I've got someone in mind, but
I'll give you the craziest stat of last year. Christian McCaffrey was 1 on 1,459. Then it was Derrick Henry.
Yep.
On 1,167. C-Mac won it by about 300, and he had one less game.
So he was pretty cruisy.
Guess who come third? It's California.
Williams?
Yes.
Yeah. And he only played about 12 games.
12 games. He is the guy on stats that is the one. He's the one.
I like him a lot.
1,144 yards, sneaks into a third, but could have been nearly second, and played 5 less games than Derrick Henry and 4 less than C-Mac.
Yeah.
The only concern I've got, there's a couple. Old mate, his head coach saying he's the kick returner. Huh? He's taking the piss, isn't he, Sean?
What is going on there?
He's taking the piss.
That's ridiculous.
I think he's taking.
Surely. Surely not.
I don't reckon they're going to return many. I reckon they're kneeling half the time anyway. Why would you take it straight?
Is it kick return or is it punt return?
Punt return. What? I think it was punt return. I'm not sure.
There you go. They're not taking knees on punt return, mate.
I think it was a kick return. We'll have to look at that. People out there, you'll know what we're talking about. But Kyron Williams is the one.
Yeah.
Via the numbers last year, if he stays fit, healthy,
he could be
up there. Do you reckon they'll be running the ball as well, though?
I think there could be a similar position to they may be having to play from behind a little bit as well. So, again, that might take a few reps away from him as well. That might make it a little bit tougher for him, but he's certainly got to be up there. My one's probably Bajan, though. Surely Bajan gets used way more than what he did last year. A new head coach, better offense, there's more weapons. way more dynamic group, and I just clearly see him being used way more.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Bajan's going to be my one that's going to be up there for the rushing yards. He's such a powerful guy, and they just need to use him in the right way. And I think he's going to be right up there.
Love it. He was ranked 15 last year, went 976, but hardly got a sniff.
Yeah, I mean 976 with what he had to go through as well. I mean, sheesh, like watch out.
It's only 500 away, really.
Yeah,
I've gone with Breece Hall.
Yeah, that's
13th last year.
That's pretty solid.
Horrific O-line.
Yeah.
He just went under. He's 994. Yeah. But this year's a complete different year for me.
Just a horrific offense.
Just horrific.
Yeah,
the O-line, the quarterback, the game script.
Shocking.
Never had the ball near the goal line. And he still went 1,000 pretty much, 994.
Yeah.
He's the guy that I think will explode.
Yeah, I like it.
They'll have the game scripts. I believe they'll be up a lot, so he'll be running the ball late. And as you know, once he hits a gap, it's see you later. 100 yards a game.
Yeah.
He should be right up the top.
Yeah.
So Derrick Henry was right in my mind, but I've left him out.
I'm shocked you didn't do that, to be honest. I'm shocked.
I just think they might manage him. Yeah, but Lamar Jackson might steal a couple from him, you know. I just think Breece Hall with Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers ain't going to muck around. He's throwing it
and there's nobody else taking it away from him, really. He's a third down guy for sure.
If he stays healthy. And they get the ball. I watched them last year. You know that. And they couldn't get it down. No. How do you get the ball if you can't even, you're not even on the field?
Yeah.
So I'd love to look, I mean, some people that love stats out there, you could look into it, but I reckon he was hardly on the field last year.
Agree.
So that is a really juicy one. I can't wait to have a look at that. We're flying through here.
We are.
We'll break it down later as we slow down for the Super Bowl, but let's go through this year's Offensive Player of the Year. This is a hard one. I think,
These are hard
I don't want to be
ones.
disrespectful to anyone, not Tyreek Hill. He deserves to be mentioned, but I've left him alone.
You've left him alone?
I've left him alone, and I've taken
as Offensive Player of the Year? Is that what you're...
Player of the Year.
Okay.
If I was to... Yeah, I feel like this guy that I'm about to talk about is going to explode, and he's not going to win. I don't think he can win one category. I know you just mentioned his name. It's Bijan Robinson. I just think he receives the ball, he rushes the ball, and his numbers, I think he can do the whole 2,000, 1,000, 1,000.
Wow.
Yeah, I think he's just so good.
Wow.
I've taken him one in one of the other leagues I'm in just because I love him.
Wow. Benny Graham will be stoked with you saying that.
I think Benny sees something in him that we all do.
Yeah, I think so. What, 2,000?
He's come out publicly and said he wants 1,000 receiving and 1,000 rushing.
Yeah.
1,000 rushing should be a snack for him.
Yeah. The offense is there, and with Kurt hopefully running the show a little bit for him, makes it a little bit easy for him. So I can definitely see it, but that's...
And the reason this is a bit negative of me, very negative. C-Mac's due for an injury. I know that's bad. No, they work him they work him into the ground, man. They can't pound him. He gets smashed with workload.
Jeez.
His workload's too high.
Maybe he's through it. Maybe he's gone through all these injury troubles, man. He's all right.
Well, I'm worried about that calf. As a bloke that's done 1,000 of them, once you do a bad one, they just keep coming back. And when you're just relying on him to pound the rock, catch the rock, block.
Yeah. Bijan's a good one.
I just think Bijan is in an offense where they got Pitts, London, Kirk, got a couple other weapons, and he can do it all. And they know that.
It's a good call too, because normally the MVP and that's going to a quarterback. So the Offensive Player of the Year is normally another guy that they're kind of going to on that. So
I'm on Sportsbet right now, and Tyreek Hill at $7, Christian McCaffrey $8.50, CeeDee Lamb $9.50, Jamar Chase $10, Justin Jefferson $10, Amon-Ra $12, Bijan $12, Breece Hall $12. So he's right around the mark.
He's around the mark,
and the bookies know what's doing.
Yeah, they're normally pretty good in that area, aren't they?
I definitely thought about a few other players, but I think, I hope Christian McCaffrey plays all year. I just reckon that he's the next Christian McCaffrey coming through. I haven't heard blokes talk about him out of a draft
you're right.
for a while.
Yeah.
And I think this second year now, he'll explode. What do you think?
No, I'm with you on that. It's definitely a great call. That CMC has kind of got me. It's kind of got me all over the place now. A bit rattled with it.
He's going to have the same year as last year?
Oh, I don't think he has the same year as last year. I mean, last year's numbers were just off the charts.
Ayuk just signed today, which is amazing news for C-Mac.
Which is a great result. I think Debo probably has a little bit more influence in terms of the actual backfield stuff too. I can see that definitely happening, but Yeah, that's a tough one. I'm probably on the same train with you, Bajan, though. To be honest, I know we like to try and go our separate ways and share it a little bit, but Bajan's. I'm just all over right now. If I had a top 4 pick here for my fantasy stuff, I'd be going for him straight away. But I just think he's ready to go. So I'm on the same page as you, mate.
Love it.
I'm on the same page.
Well, that makes it easy. As you know, we're now on the Sportsbet feed as Ausmerican Aces, and me and Sip are going to be putting them up weekly. That means we can put another one up because we can do a joint, and make sure you check that out, guys. Head to Sportsbet on the feed, Ausmerican Aces. You'll be able to follow our AFL and NFL bets from APC and Aces NFL show. Bijan Robinson, we've taken him in fantasy. We've used his name 3 times already here, and we hope, and I reckon we will. He's ready to go.
Yeah. Nah, he's I've heard he's been unbelievable at training camp. Like he's healthy.
Yeah, their coach pretty much got the ass for not using him.
Yes. Yeah. 100%.
And if you're a new coach,
you use your first pick on him, all right, and you're not, you're not using him as your prime time guy. Good luck.
Good luck to you. It'd be a disgrace if he doesn't get the workload and targets.
No doubt.
All right, well, we move through regular season defensive player of the year. And this is a market that's tough.
Yeah. There's a few guys out there that are obviously pretty good. Myles Garrett's one. Max Crosby's another one. Nick Bosa, I say, is another one that's probably going to be right up there. But my one's going to be TJ Watt. Yeah, Pittsburgh Steelers, like just a sack machine. He's... no matter how Pittsburgh have been going, he's the guy that just is like a weapon on their defense and so hard to block. So I'm going TJ Watt.
He's going to need to do a bit because that offense is looking a bit stinky.
Well, yeah, but that's even better. So he's going to be on the field even more. So that's what I think might be the case too. But their defense has always been strong. And as you said, you might see him out on the park a little bit more. So I expect big things. So TJ Watt's my one.
He was stiff. Myles Garrett won it last year.
Yeah, Myles Garrett won it last year. I thought Crosby was probably a little bit stiff last year as well to not win it, considering the year that they had it. But he was just an absolute machine. But Myles Garrett's obviously just a monster. The guy's just a freak. Like I did a pre-season with him and played against him, and during training camp, you always have like scrimmages against opposition sometimes. So the 1s and 2s that are obviously not playing in the pre-season games, you do joint practices with them. And we had ours against the Cleveland Browns, and I'm walking out and I'm doing my warm up and things like that, and then like I knew that he was a monster. But when you actually walk past him and just see the size of the man, it is fucking wild. Like he is just shoulders like out here, like just, and the guy can move. That's what's scary. Like you see his video clips and stuff like that. He's playing basketball and dunking on people's heads and stuff like that. It's wild. So he's a monster of a man and always will cause damage. But we've got to go for somebody else, surely. Got to go for somebody else.
I tried to get a photo with him last year.
Did you?
And his manager said no photos. Oh. And then I said, mate, big fan from Australia. And he got around it. He was like in person. Yeah. He was great. And I shook his hand.
Yeah.
And he was wearing probably a similar jumper to you.
Yeah.
And it was like skins, mate. It was like skins on him. His arms and shoulders.
He's a monster.
He's like the Hulk.
Oh, he's a monster. It's like those fictional characters that you see in Marvel. And he's just like, that's his physique. It's
I wish I got the photo because I would have been a third of him. I would have been a third of him. He would have snapped me in half.
Yeah, you're a snack, mate.
I am a snack. Jeez. I'm gonna go against him because he dogged me for that photo. Hey, Miles, can I just get a quick photo? Sorry, man, no photos. And I was like, nice to meet you, brother. I'm going for Max Crosby.
Okay. Yeah.
There's two reasons why.
They'll be on the field too.
They'll be on the field. There's actually 3. They'll be on the field. It's the players around him that he plays against that speak so highly of him. Even Mahomes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of players that speak volumes of him, and I've never been a massive. When I say massive fan, I'm a fan of everyone, but I've never thought he was that good.
Yeah.
And then the more I watch, the more I listen to the Guns, they all talk about Crosby.
Yeah. Cause havoc at training.
Causes
just
havoc,
like relentless.
His work rate.
Yeah.
And they're going to need...
He's got a cool story too.
Great story.
Yeah, great story. So...
sits here at $9, 4th favourite. It would be good to see him win it.
Yep.
I don't know what – like he has to be probably one of their most important players, really.
Yeah, he probably is.
On offense, Devontae Adams, but the quarterback scenario really worries me.
Yeah.
So when you go on defense, the coach, he's a defensive-minded guy.
Yeah.
I think they all love him. I think he'll go to another level this year.
Yeah.
And Max Crosby's someone that I really like and I'll be kind of rooting for.
Yeah, good pick.
The other one I was thinking was Aiden Hutchinson.
Oh, yeah.
You know, when they come out, was a second or third year player.
Third year now.
I was like, he's not. He's $11. He's sixth favorite. But I thought Detroit's going to be good this year, and he's going to be one of the reasons.
Yeah, he is a weapon.
And I can see him making some explosive plays, being a bit fresher because Crosby might be knackered because he could be on the field too long. So, and with that offensive line, from the Lions, I just think they'll be up a lot. So, like I said, he'll just be explosive.
Yeah, he'll be fresher, I think, because you probably won't see him as much on there, but he'll be explosive, ready to go. So that's another good one.
Yeah. So anyway, I'll stick with Max. You're going with TJ Watt.
I am. Yeah, I'm going with TJ.
They're really good. We move through, and it's now time for a unique market, but Coach of the Year.
Oh, you're doing Coach of the Year?
Yeah,
wow,
I really like Coach of the Year this year. If you need me to read out a few names, I can, but I won't tell you what the odds are. You just tell me the coach that you think will win this.
Oh, well, I think I'm going to go with DeMarco Ryans. He has got the Texans ready to go. We obviously know the players that they've picked up. We know what they did last year, but I think they go to another level again. And, everyone speaks so highly of him. He was obviously an absolute weapon for the 49ers when he was defensive coordinator there. And he's been able to bring that over to the Texans, which has been really good to see. So my money is on him to be able to have the Coaches of the Year award because I just think that the Texans are ready to go, and he's pretty darn good at his job.
No, he is. I think they're going to have a massive year.
Yeah.
I've been looking into that division. The Colts are someone no one talks about.
Well,
and I was thinking about their O-line and Jonathan Taylor, and their quarterback is going to be explosive and tough to read at times. They're under the radar a little bit, the Colts.
They are.
And they could surprise a few of us, but I do expect Houston to be explosive this year.
I think so, yeah. I mean, it's a great call that you've got. There's no doubt about that. But, I just think that they've just got everything ready to go. It'll be a huge disappointment, obviously, if they don't quite get it done. But I just think that they're not the type of team to be able to do it. And he's the head coach that's going to not let anything slip, and details, and they'll go a long way.
What's he got to do to win this award? Because if they probably have to dominate their division. Like, they have to be not just getting over the line the last couple of weeks. I'd say they probably have to really dominate their division. And obviously they finished in the number 4 seed, which is the lowest one you can get out of the divisions. I'd say he probably has to be 1 or 2 in their conference, which is
tough to do because the AFC, obviously we know who's in there with the Chiefs, and that we expect big things from the Jets and everything like that. But finishing 1 or 2 in the conference, I think gets him the award this year.
Which would be, I'm looking at that. I mean, it's just so tough on that side.
I know it's tough, but I think they've got the players offensively and defensively to make things happen.
Guess where he's ranked on sports bet odds?
He's probably top 4.
He's 5th.
He's 5th.
$13.
Oh, I'll take that.
Yeah, which you're right on the money.
Happy days. Yeah, I'm happy with that.
I got 2, but I'm going to go 1.
Yeah, you can't take 2.
The only reason I wanted 2 was Mike McDonald at the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah.
He's ranked 6, but I'm leaving him. I think he'll have a great year.
You love the Seahawks.
But I'm expecting big things from this bloke. Who do you think I'm going to go with? This is a good one. You know me pretty well now.
It's a great question. You're probably going to go with the Jets.
I am. I am. I don't know what it is, mate. I've been watching Jet Drive.
You are going with the Jets.
I've been watching this guy for years. He was amazing. He was amazing at San Fran.
Well, he was too. Yeah.
His energy.
He was.
He's young, he's a bit younger. I respect the fact he's fit. I know it's a little thing, but he does the stairs pre-game. I just respect that as a former athlete.
He's putting in the work too. He's
putting like a bloke that puts in the work. And
you'd be amazed how many coaches do that.
I really rate it.
Yeah.
It's good for you anyway. But Robert Sala, $23.
Is he?
He is.
Oh, wow.
Yes, he is right. I'm looking at it now. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
What do they know that we don't know? That's what
They don't know anything. They don't know anything. That's why if you're the Aces, you listen to the Aces NFL show. The train is giving you an absolute beauty.
Yeah, okay.
And
Excellent.
I think the Jets are going to, since our division meeting chat,
Yeah.
I've changed my mind.
Wow.
I've changed my mind. I think Jets are going to win that division. I'm going to take them over the Dolphins. I really do. I really do.
Yeah.
I've been watching and learning even more about their offensive line and their defense.
They're strong. And their defense is.
And having Aaron back. And
their defense is good. All right.
And even Lazard. Mate, everyone's forgotten about him, right?
They have.
I'm watching a bit of tape. I'm like, he's pretty good.
Yeah, he is.
I was thinking, who are they going to throw it to outside of the great man, Wilson? And Lazard's there.
Yeah.
Conklin's there. And they've got a couple of young guys coming through as well. And if Devontae Adams does get that trade mid-season, which...
You're calling it?
I am calling it. Yeah, well, why not? If their Raiders are going nowhere and the Jets are going somewhere and you can do something, why wouldn't you?
So they keep Wilson and get Adams, or is that going to be... What happens if that you reckon they get okay?
Adams is at not the end, but he's not. He's like Wilson's at the start of his. You need to have two, and Lazard's the three, and then you set up.
Yeah, you are.
Especially if what if they have an injury?
Yeah, they are primed for it if that's the case.
You're probably going to have an injury. Generally, there's always one injury, maybe whether it's 4 weeks, 6 weeks.
Yep.
I just reckon if the Jets are flying, they have to compete with the Dolphins.
Yes.
The Dolphins have got they've got weapons everywhere.
They do.
You know, running back, wide receiver.
And they're fast.
Quick.
They are fast.
I at $23.
Yeah, it's actually very good.
And to be honest,
I don't mind that.
If they don't perform this year, I reckon he's in a lot of trouble.
He's in trouble too.
And he knows that.
Yeah.
It's
a bit of a make or break.
Aaron's only on this year's contract, isn't he?
Yeah,
he only has
he's
this
signed
year.
a 2 year. Yeah, so he's only got this is it for him. Yeah,
and I reckon he can play on again. But man, I didn't realize how old he is.
Yeah, 40.
40. I think I sent you the graphic the other day of 40. All the quarterbacks.
Yeah, so 40, and then Stafford's the next at 36.
Yeah, 4 years older than anyone else. And then there's a bit of a drop off after that. Yeah. Most of them are all 24.
Yeah, it's quite a young. Yeah. Times have changed.
Here it is here, the age of every quarterback.
Times have changed.
It goes to Russell Wilson, trash, 35. Give it up, Russ. I've had enough of Russ. Kirk, 35, rate him. I thought he was old. He's 5 years younger than Aaron Rodgers. Yeah. And then it drops right up. I mean, he's 33s and then down to 31, but most of the league's under 30.
Yeah.
So,
like Dak's considered probably old now.
Yeah.
And he's not actually that old.
How old
at
is that?
31.
31.
Yeah.
He's on the last line.
That's right.
He's got 4 lines of quarterbacks.
Right. He's got plenty of quarterback left in him, but he's considered probably older now because of how young that group is.
When Brady went to the Bucs, there's one thing they did. They loaded up the offensive line. They took pay cuts.
100%.
And they gave him time in the pocket because they know that he's getting old. Yeah. They've done that with Aaron.
Yeah.
But he can still move.
You think so? I'm interested to see now.
He didn't stay in the pocket like Tom Brady had to.
No, but I'm interested now coming back from the injury about how that could change for him as well.
I've been watching a few clips.
But
it looks good.
But it's probably why, though, they've tried to load up on the O-line is because maybe they're trying to look after him a little more so he doesn't have to.
Yeah.
So that would be interesting to see. But he's definitely more mobile than what Brady was. There's no doubt about that. But I'd be interested now, like coming off the Achilles, about how mobile he really wants to be. Being that that's how it happened. His injury, trying to be more on the move and stuff, and a bit of play action. And so I'd be interested to see how it goes. But Rodgers is Rodgers. He's a
week 1. Jets play San Fran at San Fran.
That is a
Tuesday, which is Monday night footy.
A game and a half.
That's the day that we'll be recording most of our podcasts.
We might be watching it right up there on those screens.
If they smack the 49ers, I mean, this thing's going to come straight in.
They're not smacking them, mate. But
it's a statement game.
Yeah, it should be. It needs to be.
They probably won't smack them, but if they beat them,
they do. If
on
they
the road. Beat them, what do you think What do you think everyone's going to start saying?
No doubt. They're on the Jets. They're on the Jets plane straight away.
Dolphins and Bills, week 1. The ideal scenario there is the Bills beat the Dolphins and then the Dolphins climb back and all of a sudden the Jets are away. But I really think that their defense can get it done. It's the defense.
Yeah, no, their defense is sound.
Yeah.
Their defense is sound. If they can sort something out with Hassan Reddick, then they are in the prime position to make something happen. But I'm still going with the Dolphins.
Okay. As the division leaders.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. We're both cheering on. I'm cheering on the Jets and you're going for the Texans in terms of coach of the year. That'll be an exciting watch. And I'm keen to see what everyone else thinks as well. Looking forward to our Aces community getting around it. Righto, time to get to the last two categories. It's the MVP and then we'll go for our Super Bowl value and prediction kind of. We'll do two, who you think will win, but also your value play.
Okay.
MVP.
Fly, Eagles, fly. Jalen Hurts, baby.
You're not going to go. You can't just go Philly because you played in the Super Bowl with them.
Why not, mate?
Why
not?
No, you can.
Why not?
Sell
Jalen?
it to me.
Why not Jalen?
Well,
we're talking about offensive weapons everywhere. He's still going to do his thing. He's already picked up another wide receiver in Dotson. Oh my gosh, they are ready to go. Watch him sling that thing everywhere. Watch him still run the ball.
Okay,
Jalen Hurts.
I'll play Devils. Last year, ranked 14th for passing yards. Through 15.
But that was just because the offense started. That's because the offense just started to crumble. They have got a legitimate offensive coordinator now that knows what he is doing, and watch them explode. We have spoken about this.
I know.
I can see the smile on your face.
I know.
All right. You're up and about too.
I am.
Oh, you can see it.
Well,
man is Jalen.
Well, I've got him as well. I've got him as well. I think he has to.
My man is Jalen.
I've got him with the roughie.
Okay. He's your roughie. Now,
Jared Goff's my roughie.
Jared Goff is the roughie. I don't mind that.
I think he has to do some great things this year. And I've got the Lions and Philly as the top two on that side.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Jared Goff's juicier. Jalen Hurts is, it's expected that he plays really well.
Well, yeah.
Goff doesn't need to do too much, but I reckon he'll do a little bit more with his arm this year. As I said, Jameson Williams, Laporta, Amon Ra, Gibbs will be catching the ball more.
Gibbs will be catching the ball more.
Monty pounds the rock. I think they'll be up a lot. Their O-line's amazing.
Yep.
So if they're winning a lot of games.
Yeah, no doubt.
And he's playing clean footy, like not throwing as many picks.
If he goes up like 10% from last year, he's definitely in the conversation. Yeah.
And then Jalen Hurts, the only question mark is without Kelsey. That's the only question mark I'd say. But besides from that, I think he'll be fine.
They'll be right.
And the only other one was, will he do as much as other quarterbacks because of the weapons? Like does Saquon just run the ball and, does he have to do that much, Jalen Hurts?
Nah, they'll be fine, mate. Watch out.
Okay.
Yeah. Jalen's my man.
I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
I love how you thought I was questioning you. I was just trying to get you to just fire up a little bit. But we're kind of...
You got me. I'm fired up.
We're both agreeing. Jalen Hurts is pretty much both our tips, and I've got Jared Goff there as a smoky. If you had a smoky, give me a smoky. It doesn't have to be too ridiculous, but someone else that's probably second in your eyes.
Second in my eyes, probably I could really see Joe Burrow.
Everyone's big on Joe.
Yeah, it's obviously it depends on the Chase situation, but like Joe's pretty good.
It's time for Super Bowl predictions. It's early predictions.
Oh.
We haven't seen a game preseason. Counts for nothing. Before you talk about the Super Bowl prediction, I wanted to do a preseason show with you, but probably not worth it. We're better off just touching on it now. But from your experience, are there any games in particular where you take more out of it? Like was like week 1, week 2, week 3? Is it now just they all rest the stars and they do all this stuff at training? Yeah. Like how do we get a good idea of what we're going to see week 1? Because traditionally week 1's the hardest week.
You don't.
So do you go off last year?
Not off the preseason games. You don't really get a look at what to expect going into the season because none of the stars play. Like they may go for one drive and that's probably it. And it's very hard because all the stuff is done, as I said, during those joint practices where the top guys are actually getting their reps in. And so it's all in-house stuff. You're not really going to get a good indication about how it works. So that does make it quite tough. So week 1's the hardest by far because you do have to go off last year's results. Obviously, you look at the caliber of people and the players that they've picked up from each team and you go, wow, that could really help them. But yeah, it's tough to get a gauge when, same thing, new guys are coming into a different system and everything like that. And it's all quite up in the air. So you just have to go off what happened in terms of the results last year and where guys finished. and go from there, really. So it's an
if
interesting
they bring in
one.
a lot of new talent, is that sometimes hard for the first few weeks for them to find a bit of chemistry? Like, do you
yeah.
reckon like sometimes it's like, well, maybe go with a team that's consistent, like the Lions, who have hardly changed,
Yeah.
and they're the ones that you think will start really well?
Yeah, no doubt. I think like when you can get a couple of really big weapons and you're trying to find, the right amount of times, they're going to be able to touch the ball. Obviously, that's going to be, quite difficult, but maybe chemistry picks up very, very quickly as well, and who knows. But, I'd say like, going into week one, teams that have obviously got that consistency and maybe haven't done a ton during that period of time of the off season and have just got their system ready to go might be a little bit more appealing than someone that's, a team that's brought in 3 or 4 new guys that are all wanting the rock.
Love it. I'm looking at last year's, season opener was probably a little bit of a shock. The Lions knocked off the Chiefs.
Yeah, no, it was a bit of a shock.
Obviously, we're going to do a week.
Was a bit of a shock.
Our week one show starts next week.
I don't think Kelsey played that game in week one. Like, I think he got injured late in their training session or something going into that week. So I don't think he actually played. Obviously the Chiefs didn't have as many weapons offensively. Like we saw that throughout the year last year. Like their defense got it done more so than their offense. So that obviously plays a part into it as well. So it's tough to get an idea of it. But, Detroit obviously played pretty darn good footy that day as well. But just things like that can occur obviously all the time. So it's tough to get a gauge of it week one because you honestly just never know what will happen.
Nah, you're right. It's actually surprising the Jets beat the Bills last year when Aaron Rodgers went down 22-16. That's pretty much looking at it was all pretty spot on.
Punt return or something to win the game.
I think the Bengals scoring 3 points was probably the one that probably rattled everyone against the Browns. All right, we've gone off topic. Super Bowl time. Let's go.
I think it's a good chat.
No, I love it. I'm just thinking we have to
Why don't you go
next
first?
week.
Why don't you go first this time?
All right. I'm going the Jets. Why are you laughing?
I just knew. I knew
it's
that was going to happen.
time for New York to get something. Man.
I know. I'd rather the Jets than the Giants.
I want the Ravens. Obviously, I'm a bit concerned about their defense.
Yeah.
Just the coordinator, and they've lost a couple. I still think they'll be really good.
Yeah.
Do they have a superstar wide receiver? Not really.
Nah.
They got Derrick Henry. I think they'll be really good. I think they'll be really
the Jets
good.
are a good pick, though.
I think the Ravens should have won it last year. They really cooked that AFC Championship game. Like watching it, they were just.
They did.
If they get back there, I hope they don't play so conservative. But
okay,
I expect the Ravens to be really good.
Okay.
I just can't see a three-peat from the Chiefs.
Yep.
And you know what? One thing I learned, never bet against Mahomes. Did it all year last year and just absolutely murdered me. But it's time for the Jets. I started my career as a Jets fan.
Yep.
Eric Decker, we all know the story. Everyone that knows my NFL journey started with him at the Jets.
Yep.
This is I can't see. I mean, they're not going to get Aaron Rodgers. They can't get better, I wouldn't have thought, next year. He comes back from injury. I don't think it's that easy to come back. But with that O-line, the weapons on defense, they're young as well. Like they don't have to pay them yet, so they can put some, some cash around that line. And I do rate the coach. And I think if all the stuff I'm saying earlier, with Coach of the Year and all that, that means that they have to make the Super Bowl or the AFC Championship game, and they'll be playing maybe the Ravens or the Chiefs or who knows, but or Texans. But I have a feeling. And I have a feeling that it's time. It's time for that city to wake up. I like the young guys they got on their team.
Yeah, it's good. Wow.
And I'm just praying that they're healthy. Like, just give me a healthy season and prove me. I'm happy to be wrong. I'm happy to be wrong.
Yeah.
But
more healthy than other teams. That's the way you look at it.
They've just got great pieces. So
all right.
It's just juice. Right. I think the AFC's tough, but I don't know, man.
The AFC is tough, but I
have this feeling about the Jets.
Excellent. Well, everybody probably thinks I'm going to go with the Texans because I've been on their.
I reckon you go with your old team,
but I'm not doing that either.
Aren't you?
Nah, I'm not. I'm going to go with the Lions.
I like it.
I'm going to go with the Lions. I think that they have never won one. They have never won one, and I think this is the year.
And how happy would you be to see them in it?
Yeah, I don't even think they've made a Super Bowl, let alone won one. I don't think they've actually made one, and this year is the year.
Jeez, they should have won it last year. They should have been in it last year.
I know. This year's the year. Their O-line is legit. We spoke about their defense. I think Goff, enough time in the pocket because of how good the O-line is. Young guys, again, as you said, that are weapons. They've just paid, obviously, St. Brown, but Williams and Montgomery doing his thing behind the back there, and Gibbs as well, second-year player. Oh, I think the Lions have got to do it this year. And I'm super excited about what they can bring to the table. And I think now with their division, it's got a little stronger. I still think they win their division, but they're going to be like well-oiled, ready to go to be able to cause a bit of havoc. And I reckon that's my team. So I love the Lions. Yeah. They've been so hard done by. Like, I mean, that city and... Like, I lived there for 6 months, obviously, when I was over there for my first little stout, and they, like, that city is just like...
Die hard.
Oh, they love it, and they've been through such hard times, and, you know, it's... They live and breathe that stuff, and I reckon it's time for something to happen. So, yeah, I'm all over it.
They'll be top 2 on that side.
Yeah, I think so.
They'll play Philly.
You reckon they play Philly in the NFC Championship game?
Philly, San Fran, Seattle.
I see that.
Or Dallas.
San Fran's just an interesting one now because of all the stuff that's been going on. Well, like Trent Williams is their best O-line, and he's nowhere near it right now. He's like, I'm legit not coming in. Brock Purdy needs that protection, especially on that side. I'll be interested just with the amount of stuff that's going on over there. And they got a couple of guys that are still out injured as well, and...
I read an article.
They'll be good, don't get me wrong,
24, their best from last year, not playing.
Like, I know they're going to be good. Like, there's no doubt about that. But I don't think it goes through San Fran this time. I don't think the NFC goes through San Francisco. Yeah.
I reckon they'll have a bit of a lull year. And we'll be proved wrong and maybe...
Oh, no doubt. This is what the predictions are all for. Exactly. To be told, well, you guessed that and you stuffed it up, so you cost me. Well, yep, I probably did. Sorry, mate. But,
but if the Jets get up, you can all get right around me because they are juice everywhere you look. And I even thought about Aaron Rodgers MVP.
On the Lions. I am on the Lions.
And you know what? People forget. Jared Goff's a number 1 pick.
Yeah.
You don't get a number 1 pick that's at quarterback that's been to a Super Bowl, mind you.
Yes.
It was a defensive game.
Yeah.
Lost, so he's been there. The players, they've got this, and the coach, they've got a lot, like all the key players and personnel, they are all very loved, likable, but respected.
Yeah,
and they have all the pieces.
Yep.
Even talking about Hutchinson before.
Yeah, they do.
So.
Yep.
Wow.
Love it.
Can't wait. Well,
Gee, we're a week away. We're a week away.
It's getting me that. I honestly, I fucking love it. It's just something else about it. I know the AFL finals about to start.
Massive.
I'm actually going to fly up to Sydney, and they got a little event in Bondi for the Philly game.
The Green Bay game. Jeez,
in
thanks
Brazil,
for the invite, mate. Really appreciate that. Yeah, good.
So I hope I go Ravens win against the Chiefs Friday, Philly win, your mob, and then we go Giants take the Sydney Swans down, and then I'm in Bondi that night, and I'll fly back Monday, Tuesday, and we'll watch the Jets win, and then we're in the studio again. I can't wait. Before we finish up, guys, again, we're on the Sportsbet feed. I'll put the notes in the show notes, the link and whatnot. Get around that. This year, we're going to win and lose together. Obviously, gamble responsibly. And our tipping competition, our ESPN Footy app, get onto that. It's on our Instagram highlights. I think I'll have to put it up there if I haven't, but it's going to be in our show notes as well. Yeah. Join that. We're going to get some great prizes. It's one of those ones we want to really beef that up, but just get in there, start the season off. We've got about 115 in there at the moment. And it's just great to see all your support. If you see a post, comment on it. Don't send a DM, comment on it. Let's get some discussion going. We really want to build a community here, and we're going to do some events as well. We're going to make sure that we get really organised, kick the season off really well, and get you all involved as much as we can. Thank you for tuning in. We really appreciate it. Sip, great to see you, mate, as always.
Always a pleasure.
I've written down our predictions. We're going to put them all up, get everyone's feedback. It's going to be a fantastic year. We can't wait. We're 1 week away as we record this. Enjoy the weekend and really, really get ready for a massive year because it's going to be. It's probably one of the most exciting. And Jamar Chase, if you're watching, fucking sign the contract, big dog. Sign that contract.
Come on.
Jeez, I wonder does he get paid 150 plus?
No.
Will he be the highest?
No.
I reckon he will.
No.
We'll soon find out.
Equal second with CD.
Love it. All right, guys. Thank you. See you next week. Cheers.